Hello everyone, and welcome back to my quest to get #1 Acacia wood collection. So I've been doing quite a bit of grinding in between this and where we left off. So yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff here. So last time I got everything to level 7, and that's pretty good, but today I want to get everything to level 8. So I collected all the enchanted acacia, quite a bit, but it's now time to level these guys up. So now that we have those, last thing I want to do is make this woodcutting crystal, and this is extremely important for our strategy here. So the woodcutting crystal, you can place it on your island and it gives an increase to the speed of all the minions, all the foraging minions, so that includes the acacia ones, by 10%. And 10% is not a lot, but it adds up over time. When you have 20 minions, that is quite a bit of extra production. So now that we have all these, the next order of business for today will be to try and unlock the 20th minion slot. So right now I am at 19 minions, and there's 16 more I need to craft to unlock my 20th minion slot. So I'm going to be doing some quick calculations to try and figure out which are the cheapest minion upgrades I can get. But the goal for this episode is to try and hit 20 minion slots and then actually get these acacia minions down. Alright, I've just finished shopping from the bazaar, and I have got quite a bit of resources. So now I'm going to level up all my minions and try and get 20 minion slots. So let's do this. Three and 4, and there we go. That's our 20th minion slot. Alright, so after some trial and error, I figured out the range of this this woodcutting crystal. Basically, I figured it out by placing down the minion and looking at the time. So when it's under the effect, the time between actions is 34.5 seconds. And it's like that around all these stone slabs here, but outside of that range it's 38. And using that, I constructed this radius of where this woodcutting crystal is effective. So now I'm going to figure out the vertical effectiveness as well, and basically create kind of just to get a spatial idea of the effectiveness of this. And keep in mind, I could have this on the edge here, and it'll be placing trees over here, but it's still going to be running at under the effect of this. So I'm going to try and figure out basically how to fit as many minions as possible into the radius of this. Alright, so I've been able to establish the some more dimensions for this thing. So I've built up the top there, and we can see all on the bottom all the places that are still affected by this, and nothing beyond this gets the effects. So now what I have to do is a bit more testing, just to try and figure out if having jungle minions beside each other and having their trees overlap slows down the rate at which they collect or not. Sorry, I don't mean jungle, I mean acacia. Alright, so now what I've done is I've set it up so that there are only 3 possible places for them to place the trees, and they're both overlapping. So I'm going to see if they fight for the spots, and if that causes problems for them when they're trying to collect, and I'm going to see if that changes the rate of them. So it looked like that guy just tried to place a block onto this one, or tried to place a sapling onto this block even though there was already a sapling there that this guy had placed. So that might be affecting the rates, but we'll see. So let's check. This guy has 4 and 24. He just mined another one. So this guy seems to have got a lot more than this guy. So I think this will require a bit further testing, but for now what we know is that we probably don't want them overlapping like this. Alright, so now back on the island we can see what I've done here. I've been able to fit 20 minions on this main platform, and they are all within the range of this woodcutting crystal here. So I have 4 here, I have 4 in here, 4 more here, 4, and the last 4. So that's 4 times 5, which is 20 minions. And I figure the last 4, once I get more minion slots, should be pretty easy to put them up on the top or on the bottom there. And then I'll have them all within the range. Now the one downside with this is I can't have storage chests for these minions. However, I'm planning on having super compactors for all of them eventually, and with super compactors it'll automatically upgrade into the enchanted acacia wood, and when all these minions are higher tier, I'll have all the different slots unlocked, so it shouldn't be too bad for storage, and if I just collect them enough, then I should be alright. Alright, the last thing I want to do in this episode is take a look at some of the competition we're dealing with here. So after looking through the forums, I've found 2 people who seem to have very high acacia wood collections. So why don't we take a look at their islands. The first guy, _Nuki_, is the first guy I found, and he seems to have a pretty big acacia collection. The forum said he had around 4 million as of around a month ago, so probably even bigger now. I could do some math and try and calculate where he's been, but if we look at this guy's acacia tower, it looks pretty nice, and I've counted all the minions. He has 22 minions total on each floor here. So there's 5 on this floor, 5 on this floor, 5 on this floor, 5 on this floor, and then at the top, if I warp there are 2 minions up here. So there's 1 there and one back there. Now the interesting thing with his setup is this woodcutting crystal is not actually affecting all the minions. It's only going to be affecting these 2 minions up here and maybe the 5 down below. So there's 15 minions that are not getting the extra 10% speed boost. And although he does have 22 minions, all of which seem to be tier 11 from what I can tell, I think I should be able to outpace him with my better setup. Now the last thing, after doing some timing calculations, I've watched these minions, and they seem to be going with around 21 seconds or 20 seconds for these guys who are affected by the woodcutting crystal between each action, which leads me to believe that they are using enchanted lava buckets on pretty much all of them that I could tell. And you figure this because the tier 11 acacia minion has a speed of 27 seconds, so then if you take away 25% of that, then that gives you around 21. So I'm thinking his enchanted lava buckets on these. So he does have better tier minion than me, although I'm thinking through the use of better fuels and woodcutting crystal being better placement, I should be able to hopefully get minions at a higher rate than this guy. But his spacing is good, so there's not any exploitable things with that. Alright, now on to the next one. So the second player that I found is Yummy501. This guy I've counted meticulously, and it looks like he has 21 minions, and they all seem to be tier 11 from what I can tell. Now he's doing something pretty interesting here. You see all these chests, but you don't see the minions, and that's because the minions are actually underneath the wood blocks, and that doesn't seem to affect the speed. So, and using that strategy, this guy's been able to get chests with all the minions, and he has a woodcutting crystal in the center with this teleporter here. You can see, I believe, yeah, right there. So that's pretty interesting. So he has 21 minions at tier 11, all under the woodcutting crystal, and I believe with enchanted lava buckets as well on at least some of them that I've been able to see based on timings. So this is going to be a bit trickier. This guy's production, I believe, outpaces the other ones. So I don't know if this guy's overtaken first place or not, but this is going to be a the more formidable opponent, unless the other guy changes his setup, from what I can tell. I do still have some tricks up my sleeve that I think I can use in order to beat this guy. But for now, the priority is getting all of my minions to level 11 at least. So just want to do a final check to see where I am in the collection. Just for interest's sake, I feel like it'd be kind of interesting to do this at the end of each episode, just to get an idea of how I'm progressing. So I did a lot of grinding to get all those minions up to level 8. So now you can see I'm 255th for Acacia wood, which is pretty good. So we moved up a lot there. And in terms of skills, I am nearly top 2,000 for foraging. That's a pretty good place to end this off. In the next one, I hope to get more minions upgraded, and I also hope to get more super compactors for those minions. So that's going to be it. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.